Hello and welcome to Xinhua Live. This is Chengnan with China's Xinhua News Agency. We're now in northwest China's Gansu province, live broadcasting to you inside this museum, Hezheng Paleozoological Museum. Have you guys ever been to the underground Zootopia? Today, I will take you and explore the secrets from the earth. Before our time travel, I will show you a video that yesterday I went to the original site of this museum. And we will have our wonderful trip. Showtime. Let's go. Hello and welcome to Hualin On-Site Fossil Protection Building. This protection building is in the south of Hezheng County. Following my camera, you may see the blue sky, the green hill, the red and white flowers. You know why? Because this building is in a small village, in a small valley of Hezheng County. This is the home of all these fossils in that museum. Now, follow my camera. I will show you the secrets of the earth. Let's go. This covered area is over 10,000 square meters, and this is Mr. Ma. He's the director of this protection. Now I'm in a secret room of this museum. Following our camera, we can watch a couple of workers. They're doing something. What are they doing exactly? I also have this kind of question. A dinosaur? Or a monster? Godzilla? I don't know. But all different kinds of fossils in this room. And a couple of workers. I can see pins, hammers. Are you guys scared of all kinds of bones? This place is a rarely amazing Zootopia. During the working, we may have a time travel. We go back to the historic stage, watch different kinds of animals. There are predators. There are vegetarians. Different kinds of animals lived on Earth. This worker is using a pin and a hammer. Are you guys want to know what exactly this guy's doing? And now we'll introduce you Dr. Li. He will show us the whole process of this kind of fossils. So Doctor, say hello to our audience.
Hello everyone, I'm a doctoral student from the Institute of Vertebrate Paleontology and Paleoanthropology. I just studying mammalian fossils, yeah?
So I have a question, Doctor. What's this?
Yeah, and they are...
It's a dinosaur or a monster or gorilla?
Actually, they are preparing fossils, and using the tool is very simple. However, this step is very important. Preparations is the first step. We have to know the ancient creature, what is it like, and it also offers the basis for the science outreach and public education. This is you can see this is from the morphology. This is like one kind of extant rhino, and comparing this large size, it belongs to the giant rhino, whose scientific name we use in the study. It may be a genus of Parasaurolophus, and it's the largest mammalian mammals ever walking and living on the ground, which is in the late Oligocene, about 3,000 million years. 3,000 million years ago. Yeah.
It looks looks like so big. How big?
Yeah. I have a ruler. You can see that. The entire length is about 1.2 meters. And follow me. You see, this is the skull, and this way. This is the mandible. Just from this part, and this way.
Show us the different parts of this giant rhino.
Yeah, this is the atlas. And this is the axis, and there are two dorsal vertebrates from the same individual.
Oh.
You know the extant Indian rhinos, the largest rhinos.
Yeah, the big rhinos.
Yeah.
The unicorn.
The Rhinoceros unicornis, Rhinoceros unicornis, whose shadow head is about 3.5 meters,
Wow,
and
so
its
small.
weight is about 3,000 kilograms. But for this huge guy, you can just guess. Some scientists predict the shoulder head is about 5 meters,
Wow.
and its weight.
So giant.
Yeah, its weight is about 30,000 kilograms, 10 times than the Indian rhinos.
It's like a big, ancient, giant transformer, maybe.
Yeah.
Can I touch this?
Yeah, but you must be careful because
Okay.
some are covered with glue.
Glue.
Yeah, to protect these fossils.
Okay.
Yeah, because these are fragile, sometimes very fragile. You can see some pieces. There are some cracks, and there are some fossils, and actually some are maybe formed by the geological activities, and some are the autonomy structure.
Okay, I'll touch it carefully.
Okay.
Cold and hard.
Okay.
Oh, I have noticed this one.
Yeah.
This one is a tiger, a lion, or
Yeah, it's one kind of carnivorous. Look at this strong and robust upper canines, and this powerful mandibles, and this well protruded zygomatic arc, and well developed sagittal crest. But lion and tigers are big cats, and this guy is one kind of hyenas. You know, like
spotted hyena?
our extant spotted hyena living in African savannas.
Yeah. Living in Africa. They are, I think they're dead body lovers. They eat dead bodies.
Yeah. Hyena is a scavenger, and more and more studies indicate that hyena also active predator. Yeah, and you see this large size. You can just imagine how many dead bodies just for this huge guy for a full dinner. I guess this must be also active predator.
Active predator.
Yeah. Maybe you don't believe that,
I
but
can't believe that.
Yeah. But there maybe some fossils could tell us this point. Yeah.
Fossils can tell us stories.
Yeah.
interesting.
You know, we are so lucky in the Linxia Basin, in this area, in our museum. Some unique fossil preservations could tell us some predatory behavior in the past. And there is a rhinoceros skull in our museum, and from the Linxia Basin, and just show us maybe a story about this huge guy, a rhinoceros skull. Could you find it?
Okay, I'll find it. As a big hunter, I think he will. This guy is biting this one.
Yeah. This is the giant rhino, as I have previously showed that. But it is a vegetarian, and And this guy is lived about 30,000 million years ago. And actually, here it is.
Okay.
Follow me. This is a female skull of the Cleocerum. One can. This is also a rhino, which is different from the giant rhino by its smaller size, and it's lived around maybe 20,000 years later than the giant rhino. It's living in the late Miocene. Yeah, and in our Hezheng Paleozoological Museum, there are hundreds of Cleocerum skulls, and we just can be arranged as a square array. And some people just joke that maybe the late Miocene mammalian assemblage could be also called Cleocerum fauna. You see, yeah. You see this one just due to this richness and well preservations, we have got this masterpiece. Yeah, you can just see there is a do not touch directly. Okay, yeah. Okay. You can see just about the upper margin of the orbit, and this upper one there is a distinct impact. And you can just compare the left side. You can see this one.
The two sides are very different.
Yeah. You can see
here is the very smooth.
Yeah.
And here is a scar or something.
Yeah. There is a scar. You're right. And you can see there is a loss of the bone matter, loss of bone. No bone here, right?
No bone.
Yeah. And you can see this creature. This creature is maybe caused by some curved object. Yeah. And you can see this one and some scientists just indicate that maybe this
It was
maybe this size could be perfectly matched with the upper canines of the giant. You know the giant hyena. I just showed it, but I didn't give you the Latin name. This one. The largest hyena. You can see this one, and some people just match the size and match the size of the upper canines of the giant hyena, and they are perfectly matched. Yeah, and some scientists just indicate that, and the attack of the giant hyena, and just from the frontal left of this rhino, and the right upper canine just bite here.
Oh, bite here.
Yeah, the right canine just bite here, and the left upper canine and the lower two canines just bite on the facial muscles of this rhino. So it doesn't leave any other impress here.
It's a sad story, or this ancient rhino is dead.
Yeah, and further study, scientists think that this attack is not vital for this individual. Yeah, there are some huge signs for this one. You can see there are some rough and granular surface, and there are thick undulating, which mean that there are huge signs. So this rhino is survived from this attack, and I think this is also a very rare phenomenon even in the world, and it's show the connections between the predator and the prey.
Yeah.
Okay.
Show us the different connections with different mammals.
Yeah.
Oh, I know this guy. This
Yeah?
is horse or
Yeah. You are right. It's a Equus skull. Yeah, living in the early Pleistocene, about 2.5 million years ago. Yeah, in Ningxia Basin, in this area. Could you find some different from just our extant horse?
I think this kind of horse is bigger than modern horses.
Yeah. You are so smart. Yeah, you can just. I have the ruler. You can just see this one.
Okay, well, see the length
Yeah,
of this
you can see-
horse head.
Yeah, you can see the entire length is about 0.6 meters, and actually this has the longest
Yeah, the
facial parts.
long facial parts.
Yeah, of all kinds of ecospecies in the world. Yeah.
The longest face in the world.
Yeah, the longest face. Do you think it is strange or it is in the early Pleistocene in the Linxia Basin, and the Hezheng area also very rich in this mammal assemblage. Actually, we have found 33 species of the whole mammal assemblage, and about 13 species are carnivorous. And this is long face is just keep safe from the predator. Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Maybe it is just when they eat grass, and because of their long face, their eyes can be upside and can be look around the surroundings to look surrounding enemies, and this is maybe involved. Well, I think this may be involved to look around while grazing. Yeah.
For protection.
Yeah. It's one kind of maybe evolution for protection.
Yeah.
Protection himself.
For self-protection. Okay. And in this room, I also find this kind of thing. I think it looks like more than elephant.
Yeah. It's an ancient elephant, but you can see some strange, right? Yeah, you can see the lower part. Yeah, this is the lower mandible, and this is the lower tusks. This is shower-like. You know that? We just
shovel,
for the
shovel.
cleaning.
Yeah.
Yeah, shovel. And you see, this is indentation. This is arranged for the long nose. Yeah, you can just imagine that images. The elephants can the long nose cooperates the lower shovel-like tusks and to cut grass. What an efficient grass cutter. Yeah, he is living in the middle mountain. Middle mountain. Actually, in our Hezheng Paleozoological Museum, this guy is relatively young. Yeah, you can see this size, the skull size and the size for the cheek teeth. This guy is relatively young. We have just from the 3 months baby to the 40 years old adult. Yeah, we have a time series with 24 skulls.
Oh, so
Yeah, it's even very fantastic in the world. Yeah.
Well, what's this age?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but from this size, I think it's less than 1 year.
1 year.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, this is
It's died age.
that
dead
age,
age, yeah.
that age is 1 year old.
Less than 1 year.
Oh,
Okay.
what a poor story. This is a baby elephant. This is a baby shovel tusker.
Yeah.
And sadly, it is dead in his 1 year old.
Yeah.
It's very pathetic.
Okay, this way I will introduce another species of horse. You see, can you just not forget that one? This is
Yeah.
another. You see, you just forget the longest facial part.
yeah.
Of
The
the
equid.
equus. Yeah. This is another species from the equid, the horse family, and this one is something different from our extant horse, and this had three toes, and this is the middle one, and maybe this one is better to see. There is a later one, and there is also another one. Maybe now, it has three toes.
Three toes, this
Three-
kind of horse.
Yeah, which Latin name we call it Hipparion.
Hipparion.
Yeah, actually,
fauna.
yeah, you know that. Actually, Hipparion fauna is very rich, has very rich collections in our Hezheng Paleozoological Museum, and which is helpful for our scientific study.
Okay, doctor. I also very curious that why there are so many fossils buried in one place in Hezheng in this county.
Actually, you can see that there are many kinds of fossil specimens, right? We have thousands of mammalian specimens, and we can just conclude it as full mammalian assemblage. Yeah, you have met them in this room, the late Oligocene Jungaserum fauna. You know the giant rhino?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That giant rhino.
Rhino, yeah. And the middle Miocene platybalatine fauna. You see the elephant? This guy, yeah. And
The shovel tusker.
yeah. And the late Miocene Hipparion fauna. You know the giant hyena
The giant.
and the Rhinoceros that rhino skull impacted by the dino hyena, and this is the Hipparion species. They are all living in the late Miocene Hipparion fauna, and there is also another fauna, and the early Pleistocene Equus fauna, which has the longest facial part of the horse. Yeah, actually we have this fauna, and we just have deposits from the late Neogene sediments, yielding many representatives of the rodents, lagomorphs, primates, carnivorous, percedactyls, artiodactyls. And you know, it's a long range, time range, and different fauna have different environments, definitely. And for overall, the elevation of this area is not so high as today, of course, and the environment is much warmer, with much vegetarian cover, and I think the most may be like a steppe, yeah, just like a warm and have some grassland, and some have small bushes, and have some water. Yeah, they have water supply. Yeah, and this may be interrupt with some flood. Yeah, and water shortage. Yeah, and definitely with the geological activities. You know, Hezheng area, Linxia Basin, is situated as the margin of the Tibet Plateau, and the uplifting of the Tibet Plateau will definitely affect this environment, affect this area. I think there are varied regions to form this various mammalian kingdom.
Because of the climate change, the earthquake, the flood,
And the water shortage.
and water shortage.
Yeah, there are sometimes there may be much water, and there are sometimes no water. You know, I have just mentioned before, you know, the Calicerium fauna. There are hundreds of Calicerium fauna and house in our Hezheng Paleozoological Museum. Hundreds of skulls, and they are varied from very young, from the baby, and to the adult, and maybe also to the old individual. Yeah, they are maybe dies from the reason of the drought, no water. Yeah.
Thank you, doctor. Okay, as doctor told us, the climate change, the flood, the shortage of water cause so many creatures died before. Human nature's story is a very short story on Earth. Before human, there were so many ancient creatures lived on Earth. Human history is a small part of the Earth's history. And when we face the nature, when we face our motherland, when we face our Earth, we must show some respect. Because there are so many creatures that died. This worker is using a pin and hammer to smooth this rhino.师傅，我想问一下，就是您现在做的这个工作是要取土吗？还是说是把它就是扩个形出来呢？
是把这个大虫蜥的这个鼻孔里面这个围岩和一些粘土呀什么的清理一下，把它的结构清理出来。
好的，好的。This worker told me that he's refreshing this rhino's nose. To let it looks like more effectively. As we can see, he's using the pin and hammer to refresh. This is a part of the giant rhino. The worker is also using the hammer and pins to take off the mud from this kind of bone. As doctor told me that when they are fixing this kind of fossils, they will use the glue to smooth the surface of this bone. And under sunshine, it's shining. During their working, I just can imagine that the ancient story, the creatures, they lived harmoniously on the ancient earth. The predator, the vegetarian, they just played their parts of history. Creatures lived and died like the winter wheat But this kind of fossils, this kind of bones can never die. As Dr. Lee told me that they can tell us history, they can tell us story, they can tell us their lives, their lives, their environment. Fixing these kind of fossils is also a teamwork. In this room, Dr. Lee lead about other 6 workers followed Dr. Lee to fix these kind of bones. In Mother Nature, we also have some very, very pathetic story. For example, Dr. Lee just told me that baby elephant story. It is died in its age of 1. Extraordinary for someone is just a simple word, but for Mr. Lee and his fellows, life's work. Every day they worked in this secret room to fix this kind of fossils. Have you guys ever watched the movie Ice Age and Zootopia? Today we will show you the rarely Ice Age and the rarely Zootopia. All the fossils and the bones can tell you their story. This worker is still working on his ancient rhino's head. We can watch clearly of this rhino's teeth. Just now, I also asked the Dr. Lee a question that he works in this secret room all the time. Is he scared of these kind of bones? Dr. Lee told me that he's not scared of anything, because if these creatures can come back to life, Dr. Lee and I will love to see that. We'll love to see that happen. Because this kind of creatures, they tell us the nature is a diversity. Diversity shows the possibilities of all creatures. Following the camera, we may see the nail and hammer are used by the workers to clean the mud of this fossil. The giant rhino's bone is so big. No wonder why I came into this room and I noticed that giant rhino head as a dinosaur or a monster. It is really so big. Wait. In this room, I can smell the water and the vinegar. I also have a question for this worker. 那个师傅，我想问一下，我刚看您就是说就是像这样是再往上面喷水和醋，像这个水和醋它有什么作用呢？
它醋和水，水是泡软，醋能吸收多少算多少，它就软了。这个盐是凝的，醋碰上之后，醋是腐蚀，它涂层慢慢的软了。在这个化石上，这个醋那么很少见。
您能喷一下我们看一下吗？
好，这是喷的水，这样就行了。这么稍等会，再把它是湿了，吸水以后，就给它慢慢的就这样做。你看它就拆开，它就有湿的，它土慢慢的就松了。
那就是这样的话，就是我们的这个土就会变松，然后您这个敲的时候就容易把它敲下来。
哎，就是把土可以敲下来，把这个化石清理清，给专家他研究，后能见世界的或者神经孔这些都全部见。
好的，谢谢您。
好，不用谢。好。
This worker told me that when using the vinegar and water on the mud, he will easily take the mud off. It's a very good way to protect this kind of fossil. Every day they use lots of water and vinegar. Though using vinegar still can't damage the fossil. I'll tell you guys a true story, encouraged story that all the workers in this secret room, except Dr. Li, other people, fossils from zero to nowadays. Everyone could be an expert now. During their hard working, tens of thousands of fossils are rescued. In Hezheng Paleozoological Museum, more than 30,000 pieces of fossils in this museum. Fossil is the key clue to understand the geological history of the uplift and change of Tibet Plateau. Fossil also provided an excellent material to reshape the process of mammal evolution and extinction. In the early 1920s, local people digged a well and found this kind of fossils by accident. From then on, from 1960s to 1970s, local people always dig fossils by accident. At that time, they called it dragonborn. In Chinese people's culture, dragonborn is a kind of Chinese medicine. And at that time, many local people are selling this kind of dragon bones to the pharmacy room. Now, guys, after watching their hard work, and then I will show you the really underground Zootopia. Follow me and let's take our view. Let's go. Now we are in the exhibition hall of this museum, and I can hear very clearly the howl of the elephant. And this is Mr. Hezheng. He's director at this museum, and he will give us a brief introduction of his fossils. 你好，何馆长。
你好。
那您现在就给我们介绍一下我们的这边的一些展览吧。
好的，现在我们在的是河镇博物馆六项世界最厅的河镇羊。河镇羊是北美阿拉斯加社牛的早期祖先类型，是由中科院北谷所的于一鸣院士为它命名的。河镇羊是河镇地区三只马动物群化石当中最有代表性的动物之一，是这样的。
Mr. told me this is Hezheng aviebus. It is ancestors of the North American aviebus. It is very unique because it is just found in Hezheng in this county, and its name is from, and it was named by Hezheng, by this county. And now, Mr. He will show us the icons. 好的，何院长，那您现在给我们介绍一下这个。
行， 了解完了第一项世界之最，现在我们来到的是真马动物群的爱氏马，它是我们馆的第二项世界之最。爱氏马是中科院研究人员在甘肃临夏盆地250万年前的更新世早期黄土层中发现的一个新的真马化石。今天我们看到的这具真马呢，是最大的真马爱氏马呢，它的头骨与欧洲以前发现的58公分的这真马头骨比较起来，我们这个是达到了73公分。同时，它的脸部无论从绝对的还是相对的两个方面来说，是马类当中是最长的，所以说它是世界上最大的真马爱氏马，是这样。
This horse is named Icus. Icus is the world's largest horse. And when we look at his head, it's about 0.73 meters long. We can watch it has a long face. It is the world's largest horse ever. And now Mr. He will show us his another treasure in this exhibition hall. 何管，请您给我介绍一下这个。
现在我们所看到的，这是一具长臂类的象的化石，它的名字叫铲齿象，也是我们馆里面就是保存而且就是储藏非常丰富的就是象的化石。它之所以叫铲齿象呢，它与别的象呢下颌有个特化了，下颌的形状呢很像一把大铁铲，所以说顾名思义给它起了个名字叫铲齿象。它跟现在我们那个工地上的有个推土机的原理有点相像，是这样。
This is a shovel tusker. This is a shovel tusker. And when we look at his chin, we can see it's shovel shaped. It's good for him to eat grass, to drink water. In Hezheng Paleozoological Museum, there are world's largest number of this kind of elephants. Now Mr. He will show us the really predator in this exhibition hall. 何管，那您给我们介绍一下。
刚才我们看到了那个1200万年的铲齿象，现在我们来到的是三只马动物群。三只马动物群里面，现在我们镜头看到的这具标本是世界上最大的猎狗，巨猎狗。据专家考证呢，它主要是以吃腐肉为主，它的体重呢基本上就在210公斤到240公斤之间。但是呢，个别特别大的就是那个巨猎狗的体重呢，达到了380公斤左右。
This is giant hyena. It's a really dictator of his time. We can look at his sharp teeth. Look at his head. He's bigger than modern lions or modern tigers. Mr. He just told me that a modern tiger or a modern lion stands face to face to this kind of the giant hyena. It's just like me face to face to Yao Ming. It's very, very different. Now this is ancestor of the giraffe.
现在我们看到的是那个三只马动物群里面的一种代表性的动物，叫萨摩羚。它萨摩羚呢跟现在的长颈鹿是同一个直系祖先。那么现在它跟现在的长颈鹿的唯一的区别就是，长颈鹿的就是现代长颈鹿的就是颈椎也是7节，但是呢它的就是长度为了达到适应的为了适应的环境的需要，已经变得很长了。它的这个是保存的比较原始状态。
This fossil is named Samothraum. Samothraum is the ancestor of the modern giraffe, but modern giraffe's neck is longer than this guy, and this guy's also had horns on his head. Follow my camera, we can watch it clearly about the horn, the teeth, the chins, the face, and the not so long neck. It looks very different from the modern giraffe, but it is really the ancestor of the modern giraffe. Now Mr. He will show us a character from the SH movie. Now following Mr. He, he will show us a very cute animal. A very cute animal. 那何文长，您给我们介绍一下，这是个什么东西的骨架？
这是一具第4纪世界上最早的第4纪的皮毛蜥。前面我们了解了河镇从那个暖温带、亚热带。经过了现在的我们看到这件标本就是冰河世纪的一种产物，它是皮毛蜥。我们看到它的骨架非常的厚实，同时呢，身上活着的时候身上有厚厚的皮毛，是这样的一种冰河世纪一种能够抵御寒冷的一种动物。
好的，谢谢馆长。Now, what we see is the world's earliest quaternary woolen rhino in the world. In the movie Age, we can see this kind of woolen rhino. Camera, you may see clearly of the main shape of this woolen rhino. As far as I know, this kind of rhino is still bigger than the modern rhinos. 那像何馆长，像这样的它这种犀牛，它是长角了吗？还是它也没有长角？
它是一种长了黄金犀牛角的一种犀牛。它的现在呢，我们可以明显的看到它的长黄金犀牛角的2个脊座上面还有它长角的脊座，很明显。同时呢，这个动物生活在250万年冰川时期，它为了适应当时的环境呢，它鼻腔里面跟人类一样有个中隔板，鼻骨中隔板。它的目的主要是不至于就是当时呼吸的冷空气一下子呼吸进去以后呢，使得伤到肺部，而是就通过加热加温的作用，是这样。从进化上说更先进了一步。
但是从现在看，就好像是那个角是不是已经消失掉了？
对，就那个角，由于是它跟它的组织呢，跟什么人类角质的，跟人类头发类似，所以说呢，它不易保存下来，是这样。
This kind of woolen rhino also had 2 horns, like the modern rhino. like the modern rhino. And it's woolen because he must protect himself from the cold weather, because these animals lived in the Ice Age. After 2 million years, we can still watch this fossil very clearly. His head, his horn base, his neck, his leg, and his tail. As Dr. Li told us, in Hezheng County, most of the fossils are buried in a very good condition. It is so good for researchers to learn the climate change, the different mammals, and the history of the nature, the history of China, the history of the Tibet Plateau. Following camera, we can see the leaves of this rhino. Look at its neck and head. Following the camera in this exhibition hall, we may know a lot about the ancient animals. There are predators, there are vegetarians, and following Dr. Li's different stories, bones can talk. Okay guys, how does it feel? How do you think this kind of underground Zootopia? Yesterday, I went to the original site of all the fossils. It's about 17 miles away from this museum. And now we will show you a short video and follow my camera, and we'll know more about the story of this underground Zootopia. Let's watch the radio. Let's watch the video and warm up. Hello and welcome to Hualin On-Site Fossil Protection Building. This protection building is in the south of Hezheng County. Following my camera, you may see the blue sky, the green hill, the red and white flowers. You know why? Because this building is in a small village, in a small valley of Hezheng County. This is the home of all these fossils in that museum. Now, follow my camera. I will show you the secrets of the earth. Let's go. This covered area is over 10,000 square meters, and this is Mr. Ma. He's the director of this protection building. Now he will give us a brief introduction of this protection building. 那现在马主任，您给我们介绍一下咱们这个桦林馆的情况吧。
桦林馆是修建在桦林三只马动物群化石产地的一个埋藏原址馆。这个馆的展示与别的馆具有不同的特色。它的突出的特点就是下面的这个馆里面，我们能够看到化石原始的埋藏状态。这个可以说，桦林三只马化石产地是我们河镇最具有代表性的化石产地。化石出土集中，质量上乘，是了解和研究化石形成和古生命的绝佳窗口，也是了解古地理、古气候的变迁，研究青藏高原不可多得的主要依据。
Mr. Ma told me that this area is the bureau area for all the hyperfauna and all the giant rhinos. In the past, researchers and people, they dig up holes for taking this kind of fossils. Now, Mr. Ma will show us the secret way to the ancient times. Let's go. Because the cave is so black, I must turn on my phone. And use a lighter. Use light. Let's go. Wow, this is also my first time to go down upstairs this kind of caves. Ms. Ma told me that in the past, people dig up these kind of fossils from this cave. Let's see, on the wall, there are some fossils. It's real fossil, the ancient animals, the white ones, the white part. Okay, let's continue. 那像过去马主任是不是说是人们都是在这样的洞里边去取这些化石呢？
这个化石就是它埋藏在地下。你如果要老百姓取化石，或者是我们要采集化石的话，必须要通过洞子进去，才能取化石。
好的，谢谢你。继续走。Ms. Ma told me that in the past times, people always dig up these kind of fossils. Because this kind of fossils in Chinese medicine books, they are kind of, they're named dragonborn. The dragonborn is ancient Chinese medicine. And now, Mr. Ma will show us the ancient bureau area of all hyperfauna, giant rhinos. Let's go. 马主任，那咱们现在就去看一下这些地方。Wow. Following my camera, you guys may see different earth layers. Between the different earth layers, there are different kind of fossils here. Look, this is hyperfauna fossil. It's a head. It's a head of hyperfauna. That That is ancient hyena. This is the world's largest hyena. Hyena fossil. This is the giant rhino's leg. These kind of fossils just lay down here. And you guys look at the earth. There are also all kinds of different fossils here. This is giant rhino. This is giant rhino's leg. This is giant rhino's leg. This is Hyperfauna. Let's continue our mysterious trip following Mr. Ma. This museum is built on the original site of the fossils. Mr. Ma told me that it's a good protection for all the fossils. These kind of fossils are untouchable. Wow, it's amazing. This is the rhino's lib. Rhino, the ancient giant rhinos. Let's continue our trip. Mr. Ma told me that this is the Hyperfauna's leg. As we can see, it has 3 toes. This is the rhino's leg. It's a really, really miracle. Different kinds of fossils were buried in different layers of the earth. They got the largest hyena, the largest rhino, the largest house, all over the world. It's really, really amazing. Hezheng County has the world's largest Hyperfauna fossils. Okay guys, welcome back. After the video, I think you may know more about this ancient underground Zootopia. Nowadays, in Hezheng County, there are more and more tourists from China and from foreign countries. They came to Hezheng and to watch these wonderful fossils. In 2016, last year, there are nearly 2 million people came to Hezheng Paleozoological Museum to watch these very, very wonderful fossils. And also, the director of this museum, Mr. He, told me that nowadays, many foreign countries' experts are also came to China, came to Hezheng to have communication with Chinese experts such as Russia, Saudi Arabia, United States, United Kingdom, etc. So guys, we will wrap up our live report today. And if you like our show, please do share it with your friends on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Keep following Xinhua for more news and updates. Thanks for the wonderful Zootopia. And I must say goodbye to you. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye. See you next time.